More landmarks? More landmarks. All right, let's see what's up. Let's see what's up. Let's see if we got anything new here. Yeah, Runeterra's in turmoil. Here it is. Let me look at it. All right, so we got Targon. All right, we got Targon cards. We got Malphite stuff. Oh, Blue Sentinel. Oh, it's the. Oh, that's cool. They brought the jungle camp. They're bringing in jungle camps. Okay, we'll get there. Let's start at the beginning. Right here. Spiral Stairs. 3 mana landmark, countdown 3. Create a Seed of Strength in hand. Countdown 3, create a Seed of Strength, which is this. 0 mana slow speed spell, and it's fleeting. Grant an ally +3/+2 and overwhelm. Grant an ally +3/+2 and overwhelm. Spiral Stairs. That is literally Lee Sin's support? Kind of. It's not even like for the turn after you play Lee. Yeah, but like it's not as good as Zenith Blade. I mean, Lee Sin would just prefer Zenith Blade to this. Like Zenith Blade is more consistent. It draws you the next one. And you're not forced into playing Lee at a predictable time. You can wait for as long as you want. You can play it on other things. Lee Sin would just prefer Zenith Blade. Whelming this card. Yeah, this card's pretty whelming. I'd say that this card is pretty whelming. Although it's a landmark. So it's a Zenith Blade. All right. So this is a Zenith Blade in landmark form. So assuming that Malphite requires your deck to have landmarks, similar to the way Talia requires your deck to have landmarks, perhaps this is just the Zenith Blade for Malphite decks. Okay. All right. Sure. It's a landmark, and maybe Malphite just needs those. Probably he does. No, this card is underwhelming. Yeah. Getting some mic noise when you talk. Yeah, my computer has been acting really loud lately. My computer's just giving off a lot of noise. So whenever I talk, the microphone picks it up. All right. So next up we got Rockfall Path. 2 mana landmark. Here, let's move my microphone over here. That might help. 2 mana landmark. Countdown 2. Obliterate the weakest enemy. Whoa. Wait, really? 2 mana, obliterate the weakest. What? That could be great. That is really interesting. Rockfall Path could have insane value. If you play it right, if you play it around it, if you play around it properly. That's really interesting. You could put that in like an Ezreal deck and just get some massive value. Wow. That's a good card. That's a good card. Now, both you and your opponent can play around it, right? So if your opponent sees that there's a Rockfall Path and they have like a huge unit that they want to save, they can still like develop small things. But this could be big. That is actually a really freaking good card. All right. And then we got Earth Elemental. 4 mana, 3/5, Overwhelm. Once you've summoned 4+ landmarks this game, grant me +3/+0. This is a 4 mana 6/5. This is a 4 mana 6/5 with Overwhelm. If you've played 3, if you've summoned 4+ landmarks. Landmarks aren't that easy yet. Landmarks are not yet that easy, so eh. Finally, there are landmarks that do things that aren't draw a card. Yeah. That's sort of been the Shurima set in a nutshell is, landmarks do interesting things now. That seems mid-bad. Yeah, it doesn't look great. 4 mana, I mean, a 4 mana 6/5 with Overwhelm is great, but I imagine that landmark decks aren't exactly looking for big Overwhelm units. But we don't know that yet, right? We don't know that. We don't know what the hell Malphite is actually going to be doing once he's done. Although I'm starting to get the feeling that Malphite will have Overwhelm. I don't know about you guys, but I am starting to get that tingling sensation at the back of my mind telling me that Malphite might have Overwhelm. I am getting that feeling. Leveled Talia is almost a big Overwhelm unit. Almost. I think Rockhopper is going to start being really good with that elemental. Rockhopper does go really well with Earth Elemental, that's true. You can grant Talia Overwhelm. Okay, if you give Talia a Seed of Strength, she becomes better. All right, if you put a Seed of Strength on Talia, she does start looking a little better. That is true. Okay, that is true. Okay, okay. All right, let's take a look at this. Hold on, I gotta move my camera again. Let's take a look at this blue sentinel here. 2 mana. This thing only costs 2 mana. I figured it would have been like 6. 2 mana blue sentinel. Last breath, summon a... Okay, so it's a 2 mana 2/3. Okay, good stats. 2 mana 2/3. Last breath, summon a Crest of Insight, which is this. A landmark. Oh, why would that be a landmark? But all right. Crest of Insight. Countdown 1. Get an extra mana gem this round. Oh, summon. Okay, summon a Crest of Insight. Whoa. It's ramp with extra stats? It's not ramp. It's... You only get the mana gem for 1 round. It gives you one round of having an extra mana gem. So essentially you play Blue Sentinel on round 2, and then whenever it dies, the round after that, you get an extra mana gem. But just for that round. So you get 1 round of having more mana. That's a good card. That's a very good card. It's kind of like... Ugh. It's kind of like it only costs 1 mana. This is kind of a this is kind of a 1 mana 2/3, but with extra steps. That's what it is. It's a piggy bank. You put in 2 mana, and then later you get 1 mana back. But that 1 mana can even be, it's even unit mana, right? You can even use it on, like, you know, if this dies on round 5, on round 6 you'll have 7 mana. That's a good card. That is a good card. That is a good card. That is a broken card, I think. That's a very, very, very strong card. That is an extremely strong card. All right. Is there more? All right, let's check the let's check Mobalytics. No, looks like that's it. Looks like that's it. Small reveal today, but it should be Malphite tomorrow. I think if it was a 1/3, it would be bad though, and 2/2 makes it better. Blue Sentinel. If it were a 2/2, I feel like this could be a 2/2 and it would still be good. But at the same time, I'm not sure exactly what decks I'm putting that in. Like what deck really wants Blue Sentinel? You know, I can't think of any. Aphelios decks. I can't think of one. Aphelios decks would really like Blue Sentinel, but you know, that guy got murdered, so that Aphelios is no longer with us. So ramping into dragons. Yeah, but it's not better than... You wouldn't put Blue Sentinel in your deck over Herald of Dragons. Aphelios needs every mana he can get now. It will never be enough. You can never put enough mana gain in your deck right now to make Aphelios worth running. Changed my mind. Zoe Asol can like Sentinel. I feel like Zoe Asol could slot a Sentinel into their deck. Yes, I agree with that, Bokrat. I agree with that. Yeah. Zoe Asol seems like they would kind of like Blue Sentinel. Cool. So, out of all these cards, let's see. Spiral Staircase. I don't quite see it. There might be something. We'll have to see Malphite tomorrow and see if Spiral Stairs. Oh, it's not even Spiral Staircase. It's just Spiral Stairs. And see if Spiral Stairs goes really well with him. This does seem like maybe it makes Talia better. I don't think it makes Talia better enough. But it's definitely a step in the right direction. Spiral Stairs is certainly a step in the right direction for Talia. The thing that Talia needs is Overwhelm. But I don't know if it's good enough. I don't think that's good enough for Talia. I don't think Spiral Stairs, you know, 3 unit mana for not a unit is already pretty rough, right? So, you know what I mean? Like, it's okay. 3 mana for +3/+2 stats in 3 rounds. It's not even an excellent card, but it does seem like it synergizes with Talia. But I wouldn't recommend this in a vacuum, so meh. That's a meh from me. Blue Sentinel looks really, really good. Crest of Insight is awesome. We don't need to talk about that anymore. Earth Elemental. Again, I don't think that Landmark and I guess we don't quite yet understand the Landmark Targon deck, right? I don't quite understand the Targon Landmark deck that is being thrown at me here. I don't quite get it yet. I don't think that deck will actually want big Overwhelm units like Earth Elemental. Right? Because if you have very few units, like, great, you can spend 4 on a 6/5 with Overwhelm, but that's not gonna win you the game all by itself. I don't get it. I guess I just don't quite get it. I'm not sure why Landmark decks would want something like this. Landmark Overwhelm is my thought. Yeah, I am getting the feeling. I'm starting to get the feeling that Malphite is going to be a very big thing that synergizes with landmarks and has Overwhelm. I'm getting the feeling that Malphite is going to be a champion that just is big, has Overwhelm, and needs you to play landmarks. That's the feeling I'm getting. Malphite not having Overwhelm out of the box would be a flavor loss. Okay. They probably do want large Overwhelm. Malphite will probably be a dumb stat stick, so it's probably like a mid-range deck. Malph is a landmark. I don't know. They could. Malphite just is a landmark. That could be true. That could be true. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. That'd be fun. Look at Spiral Stairs full art, Ronby. I can't. I'm not allowed. I'm not allowed. Wonder if I can do it at DAC.gg. Raito has cursed you? Yeah, can't you normally do that from Mobalytics? Yeah, you can do it for these ones. You can't do it for the new ones yet. They don't. Oh, okay, never mind. I just needed to refresh probably. Oh, it's got Chip. Chip's in it. Our Lord and Savior. Amazing. Amazing. Incredible. We got Chip. Chip is the hero of the set. True. Chip is the hero of the set. Look at all of these. More chips. Yo, he's freaking everywhere. Chip is everywhere. Woo. That's some good sneezes. He's everywhere. Chip equals the player in this expansion. Chip is the player. Yeah. Oh, that's a big chip. Yo, that's a big chip. That's a big chip. Is he an earth elemental? Oh, he was over. There he is. That also is just a big chip. Are these what chips become in the end? Are these what chips grow into? They should have just named the set Adventures of Chip. True. Oh, he's not in the Seat of Strength art. Sag, dude, Sag. He's not in the Blue Sentinel art either. Okay, enough freaking out about Chip. Enough fawning over Chip. Rockfall Path honestly is the card I'm most excited about. This is whoops, not that. This is actual legitimate Targon removal, which is not something that Targon has outside of invokes, right? Targon isn't really a region that can remove things unless they invoke first, right? And then you can see it coming. If your opponent plays Solari Priestess, you can be like, uh-oh, Falling Comet, uh-oh, Meteor Shower. But they can't actually just play a card from their hand to remove your units. Rockfall Path also can be seen coming. You can also see Rockfall Path coming, right? Because even if they play it at like with their last 2 mana at the end of round and you have 0, there's a whole nother round where you can retaliate. There's a whole round where you can answer. You can play small units. You can reduce the power. Well, you probably wouldn't want to do that, but like you can do stuff to make it so that Rockfall Path hits what you want it to hit and not what you don't want it to hit, but your opponent can manipulate it as well. That's a cool card. I love Rockfall Path. I think Rockfall Path is fantastic and I want to mess around with it. That's a very cool card, and it's not something that Targon has had yet, and I really like it. Okay. All right. What do you guys think?